Thank you for that cheer. That sounded like a "I can't believe they all made it in here" cheer. Well, hello and welcome to the 2024 Recognition of the Graduates event here in beautiful Reynolds Coliseum in the lovely campus of the phenomenal NC State University. How's that for an opening statement? On behalf of Dean Jim Fentner and the faculty and staff of the College of Engineering, I relay to all gathered here a very hearty Wolfpack Engineering welcome. And I thank you all for your presence here today. Formed in 1923, this year marks the 101st anniversary of the College of Engineering here at NC State, and we are so excited that you are here. My name is Jerome Lavelle, and I am the Associate Dean of Academic Affairs in our college. And I must say, in looking around this wonderful auditorium, that this is beyond a shadow of any doubt the most attractive group of people ever gathered at this event. And that will be true until I say the same thing to the crowd next year. In all seriousness, I sincerely welcome all of you and congratulate all of our inductees today and those who will be graduating in the next couple of days. You've all worked very hard to get where you are, and you've achieved great things. And today's ceremony is about recognizing the power and the opportunity of your engineering or computer science degree and what that releases in your life, and the responsibilities that you undertake in holding these degrees. This ceremony represents a public expression on your part to conduct yourself personally and professionally in a manner that brings honor to you, honor to your family, honor to your department in this college, honor to the university, and honor to our profession. I thank you and I congratulate you very sincerely for making this public statement, and I invite all gathered here today to give a big round of applause in support of that decision. Let's give them a round of applause, please. Thank you. Before we get to today's induction ceremonies, you'll have the opportunity to hear from our guest speaker, Dr. Kalia Braswell, who I know will inspire you with her messages. Dr. Braswell, could you please stand and be recognized? Thank you very much. In addition, participating in the induction ceremony today will be Dr. Jasmine Adams, Director of Undergraduate Advising in the Department of Computer Science, and Dr. David Parrish, Assistant Dean in the Office of Academic Affairs. Jasmine and Dave, could you please stand and be recognized? Thank you very much. I'm also delighted to share that we have faculty representatives from each of our programs here with us today. Faculty, if you could please stand when I call your name one at a time. And students, this is part of the participation part of the ceremony. As your program department rep is announced, you may, using an outside voice, cheer for your representative. From Biological Engineering Professor and Undergraduate Coordinator, Dr. Andy Hale. From Biomedical and Health Sciences Engineering, the joint NC State-UNC Chapel Hill Program, Associate Teaching Professor and Associate Director of Undergraduate Studies, Dr. Naji Husseini. From Chemical Engineering, Teaching Professor and Director of Undergraduate Studies, Dr. Lisa Bullard. From Civil Construction and Environmental Engineering, Teaching Assistant Professor, Dr. Jonathan Miller. From Computer Science, the aforementioned Lecturer and Director of Undergraduate Advising, Dr. Jasmine Adams. From Electrical and Computer Engineering Professor and Assistant Department Head, Dr. Greg Bird. From our Fitz Department of Industrial and Systems Engineering, adjunct lecturer Patrick Murray. From Material Science, teaching professor Dr. Alexei Golyuk. From Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering, professor and director of undergraduate programs, Dr. Tarek Ishiki. From Nuclear Engineering, assistant extension professor and director of outreach, retention, and engagement, Lisa Marshall. From Paper Science Engineering, assistant professor, Dr. Natalie Levoine. And from Textile Engineering, professor, Dr. Philip Bradford. Let's once again give our faculty a fantastic round of applause. Thank you, faculty, for being here. I'd also like to thank and recognize some of our staff and volunteers with the College of Engineering Office of Academic Affairs who will be assisting with the ceremony today. Dr. Kim Roberts, our Director of Enrollment Management and Educational Partnerships, and Dr. Javon Adams, our Interim Director of the Women and Minority Program, will be reading names today. Let's give them a round of applause. I'd like to recognize Dr. Gabe Wickel and his entire team and all the faculty and staff that are in the back of the room. Let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you, guys. And our engineering ambassadors team who serves as marshals and have helped out today. Let's give them a big round of applause. Way to go, guys. Lastly, but certainly not least, I'd like to thank and recognize all of our guests, our friends, our supporters who are with us today. Your presence makes this a very special event. In many cases, you've been there supporting and encouraging our initiates as they travel their journey toward what we know is a very precious and not so easy commodity to obtain, and that is a degree in engineering or computer science at NC State. These degrees represent a lot of hard work, a lot of perseverance, a lot of personal determination and grit. And I ask all families, guests, and other supporters, if you are able to, please stand. And I invite the faculty and our initiates to give you a big round of applause. Parents, could you all stand? We want to give you a big round of applause. Guests, all those who can stand, we give you a big round of applause. One final comment before we begin. Astute observers among the audience may have noted that we have some initiatives wearing different, and I'll say non-red colored gowns. Now, this is a time of celebration. Fear not, this is not some fraternity or sorority prank gone wrong. Those are our great and fantastic students from University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. Many of you may know that we have a joint program with UNC Chapel Hill where we leverage the strengths of both of these great institutions, these flagship institutions in the university system, and we're so proud to have them today. I want to recognize all of you in blue, and I want to thank you sincerely for being part of our ceremony today. As you know, your diploma lists both UNC and NC State on your diploma, and we know that under those blue gowns that you are a Wolfpack at heart. So thank you for being here today. And now a few quick words to our graduates. Today is really all about you and about celebrating what you have accomplished. But it's also the attitude and the posture that you will take as you engage in society moving forward. As you prepare to take the obligation of the Order of the Engineer for our engineering students, or the oath of the computer scientist for our computer science students this afternoon, I hope that you'll take a moment to reflect on all of those long hours you've put in and to know that your hard work has been worth it. Your engineering or computer science degree is a platform for you to do amazing things. Whether you're headed off to graduate school, are entering the workforce, are doing some other kind of awesome thing, I hope that you feel well equipped to solve problems, to handle new situations, to work in teams to accomplish your goals, and to do all of this with the spirit of ethics, high character, and remembering the incredible responsibility you have to improve society for all people. I mentioned earlier that this year is the 101st anniversary of our great college. Our graduates have been doing great things for over a century, and I want you all to know that you will carry that legacy on. Today we have a special treat. Dr. Kalia M. Braswell has joined us and will share a bit of her journey and some important thoughts and highlights for your consideration. As she speaks, remember that she was in your shoes just a few short years ago, ready to graduate and get started on her career. Like her, you can achieve anything that you aspire to. So let me tell you a little bit about her. Dr. Kalia M. Braswell is an award-winning technologist whose personal mission is to make social change using technology. She graduated from NC State with a BS in computer science, and she also graduated from the University of UNC Charlotte with an MS in information technology, concentration human-computer interactions. She was a Presidential Future Faculty Fellow at Temple University, where she obtained her PhD in education with a focus on science, math, and education technology. Her research focuses on informal CS learning programs and their impact on Black middle and high school girls. She's the founder and former executive director of NTech Foundation, a nonprofit organization whose mission is to inspire girls to create innovative solutions for social good. Dr. Braswell gave a TEDx talk highlighting ways to get more Black and Latinx girls into tech. Forbes, NBC, PBS, Essence, The Root, Charlotte Observer, and Because of Them have all featured her work within tech. Dr. Braswell was previously a user experience engineer at Crunchbase, as well as working at Apple Corporation in Cupertino, California. She has many awards, and I'll just list a few. In 2020, the NC State University Outstanding Young Alum. In 2019, Essence Woke 100 list. In 2018, the NAF Alumni Honors. In 2018, also the Root 100 list of most influential African Americans, and the list goes on. Dr. Braswell is a member of the Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Please join me in a loud and warm welcome to Dr. Braswell.
Thank you. All right, the strength of the wolf is the strength of the wolf is the. All right, I just wanted to make sure you all are with me. Good evening. All right. Thank you, Dr. Lavelle, for that warm welcome. And also thank you for inviting me to be here today. To our esteemed faculty, honored guests, and the phenomenal graduating class of 2024. It is not lost on me that we are in Reynolds Coliseum, a place where our NC State women's basketball team had a phenomenal season. Yeah, let's give it up for them. What a historic run for both our Lady Wolfpack and Wolfpack men's teams. How many of you kept up with the games? I actually had a chance to attend 2 home games, even though I live in Atlanta now, in this very building. And during my time with you, I want to focus on 3 life lessons that we can learn from basketball. The first life lesson that we can learn from basketball is pushing through adversity. Picture this. You're on the basketball court, literally, freshman year, or for you all on Zoom, but, work with the analogy. You're brimming with raw talent and excitement. The game plan is clear. Get the ball in the hoop and win the game. But here's the thing. Basketball, like life, rarely plays out perfectly. I know that rings true for you, considering that you began college during a global pandemic. I know the game wasn't always smooth sailing. For some of you, the final buzzer felt like a long time coming. Are there any 5-year undergrads here? It took me about 5. Okay, so I can relate, yes. But we made it, right? Life, like basketball, rarely unfolds like a perfect script. There were unexpected fouls, missed shots, even the occasional travel call. While I may stand before you today in this fancy robe and tam, signifying that I earned a PhD, the journey to becoming Dr. KB did not go according to my own game plan. When I graduated from NC State in 2013, I stood before my family with no idea about what I would do next. I declined a full-time offer to work at Boeing because I had my sights set on getting a PhD. I applied to 3 PhD programs, and I was denied by all 3. By graduation, for the first time in my life, I did not know what was next for me. It was a rough time, as I had previously worked internships, I did undergraduate research. I always had a game plan, but not this time. I was told by one PhD program that if I could go get a master's degree, I could reapply for their program. The reality is that I needed to make better grades, because let's be honest, graduating with a 3.0 from NC State is no small feat, but it's also not enough to get me to the next level. So I moved out of my apartment here at NC State, and I went back to my mom's house. It was a very hard summer. I was very broke, I had no money. And eventually, I got accepted to a master's degree program at UNC Charlotte. The second life lesson that we can learn from basketball is to pivot. Getting a master's degree was not on my game plan. I had envisioned myself to do something different, but I had to trust the process. At this point, I had to abandon my game plan and go with the flow. I started my master's program, and 2 life-changing events happened to me during this time. The first event was the one-day coding camp that I hosted in Charlotte for Black and Latina girls to learn computer science so that they would be interested as I was when I came to NC State. The energy from that one-day camp, which as of last Friday was 10 years ago, told me that this program needed to continue because the parents, the staff, and most importantly, the students really enjoyed that event, and the excitement that they had told me that I had to continue this event. The second event that changed my life while in my master's program was an internship to work at Apple at their headquarters in California for a year. Now, to put this into perspective, the year that I spent at Apple, I could have spent finishing my master's and graduating, but you don't tell a job like Apple no. So I left North Carolina and I went to California. I took 2 semesters off, which was the maximum that I could take before I needed to reapply for the master's program, and I moved to Silicon Valley. During that internship, I had the opportunity to network, learn, and I eventually met the CEO, Tim Cook, as well as some executives who reported to him, who I am still in contact with today. After having the time of my life in California, as you can imagine, I almost didn't move back to North Carolina, so another pivot, right? But I'd already taken out a loan for that first year, and I knew I needed something tangible to show for that student loan. I moved back to North Carolina, I finished a degree, and at my master's graduation, I did have exciting news for my family. I told them that I would delay the PhD dream, and I would be moving back to California to work at Apple full-time. While I knew that Apple was a dream job for someone, it started to feel like a distraction from my true purpose. At this point, I had started hosting more coding camps, including a one-week camp here at NC State, and I wanted to see what impact I could make on middle and high school girls. So after about a year and a half, I quit my job, moved back to North Carolina, and became a full-time social entrepreneur. The third lesson that we can learn from basketball, especially NC State basketball, cardiac pack, is to persevere. The entrepreneurship journey came with a lot of high highs. You heard all of those accolades, but it also came with a lot of low lows. But the impact that that organization had on students allowed me to push through. In fact, on Saturday, a parent told me that they brought their son to campus for a tour and saw my poster in the computer science building, and her son remembered that his sister took my camp, and she's now in college at UNC Charlotte. Thank you. I also like to tell the story about Harmony, who attended that first camp 10 years ago in Charlotte as a sixth grader, and as a result of that camp, she has now interned with Google, Meta, and Apple. And when she graduates from North Carolina A&T next week, she'll be starting her career at Apple. So the impact was made, and the risk was worth it. About a year into my entrepreneurship journey, I had a conversation with a professor from my master's program that led me to the Presidential Fellowship at Temple University to obtain my PhD, where I would write my dissertation about those camps. I graduated with my PhD last May, literally 10 years after standing in front of my family, confused and lost almost, not knowing what my next chapter would hold. I was delayed, but I was not denied. Now, as you transition to the next game of your life, remember that trusting the process doesn't end with this diploma. The real world is your new court, filled with exciting opportunities and unforeseen challenges. There will be moments when you miss the mark, when doubt creeps in like a double team. But remember the skills you've developed and the plays that you've practiced 1,000 times. The world, quite frankly, needs your hustle, your strategic thinking that we learn here in the engineering program at NC State, and your unwavering team spirit. Go into it with the confidence of a champion. And remember, the journey may have its delays, but your victory is not denied. In the words of our beloved Kay Yao, when life kicks you, let it kick you forward. Today we celebrate a championship moment, your graduation. Congratulations, class of 2024. The world awaits, and you are the all-stars it's been waiting for. Go forth, trust the process, and take your winning shot. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Braswell, for those inspiring words and for really being a living, breathing example of the power of selflessness and in building up opportunities for other people. Please join me in another round of applause for Dr. Braswell. Okay, inductees, it is time. It's time now for you to hear a short history of the Order of the Engineer and the Pledge of the Computing Professional, to recite your respective obligation or oath, and then to march across the stage and receive congratulations, and then you will sign your certificate and receive your pen or your ring, and you'll hear all about that. Assisting with this part of the induction ceremony is Dr. Jasmine Adams and Dr. David Parrish. Dr. Parrish will lead us through the Order of the Engineer first, and then Dr. Adams. So please welcome Dr. Parrish to the podium.
Okay. Hello, inductees. First, I want to offer my sincere congratulations to all of you. I know it was hard to get here, and this is great to see this many folks out here today. This part of the ceremony relates to inductees with degrees in engineering. I will read a brief history of the order, and then we'll ask all engineering students to stand, and together we will recite the obligation, which is printed on the back of your card. And so first I'll begin with the history of the order. This will be tested later. No? Okay. So you get one freebie here. The Order of the Engineer was begun in 1926 when our engineering counterparts in Canada recognized the special obligation of engineers to one another, to the profession, and to the public they served. They decided to recognize those willing to subscribe to the Code of Ethics for Engineers by inviting them to join what we call the Order of the Engineer. Based on the model of our Canadian counterparts, the Order of the Engineer was established in the United States in 1970. As you are accepted into the order, you'll receive a steel ring to be worn on the little finger of your working hand. The history of the ring ceremony relates to the construction of a bridge across the St. Lawrence River in Quebec in the early 1900s. This bridge required several years to complete, and in August 1907, it collapsed, becoming an ugly tangle of structural steel, tragically enclosing the bodies of 75 workers. After an investigation, construction was started again in September 1916, and as the center span was raised, it again fell, resulting in another 13 fatalities. The bridge was finally built a third time without incident in 1970 and is still in use today. Needless to say, that was a traumatic project. However, it spawned a movement in the engineering community. Legend has it that one of the twisted iron pipes from the first bridge failure was sliced into rings and worn by engineers on that project to remind them of their solemn responsibilities. After accepting the obligation, you will be presented with your steel ring. You're to wear the engineer's ring on the small finger of the working hand so that every time you sign a set of plans or contract documents or design specifications, you'll be reminded of your obligation as an engineer. The success of the projects that we as engineers work on and the lives of the people involved in those projects may depend on your engineering know-how. The ring you received is a symbol of the strength and continuity of our profession. The engineer ring says to all who see it, quote, "Here's an engineer, a person with special technical knowledge and a publicly avowed dedication to their profession and the public it serves." So you must accept the obligation seriously and with pride in yourself and your profession. So please consider the words of the obligation carefully and remember always that our special knowledge carries with it the obligation to serve humanity with complete sincerity, honesty, and integrity. We can never accept all the challenges we shall face as we work on our designs, but we are honor-bound to foresee all that we can and keep the public's welfare uppermost in our mind. So now I invite all the inductees for the Order of the Engineer to stand and recite the obligation with me, which can be found on the back of your card. I am an engineer. In my profession, I take deep pride. To it, I owe solemn obligation. As an engineer, I pledge to practice integrity and fair dealing, tolerance and respect, and to uphold devotion to the standards and dignity of my profession, conscious always that my skill carries with it the obligation to serve humanity by making the best use of Earth's precious wealth. As an engineer, I shall participate in none but honest enterprises. When needed, my skill and knowledge shall be given without reservation for the public good. In the performance of duty and in fidelity to my profession, I shall give my utmost. Congratulations, inductees. Give yourselves a hand. You may be seated. Now I'll turn the floor over to Dr. Jasmine Adams for the computer science.
Thank you, Dr. Parrish. I too would like to offer my sincere congratulations to each of you. My part of this ceremony relates to initiates with a degree in computer science. I will read a brief history of the pledge of the computing professional, and then I will ask all computer science students to stand, and together we will recite the oath of our profession. When it comes to it, we're going to do it a little more iteratively. I'll say one line, and then you'll repeat it after me because we're computer science. I'm going to tell you about the history of our pledge. In many modern professions, the act of joining the profession is accompanied by a rite of passage. This rite of passage symbolizes entry of the initiate into a position of grave responsibility. The initiate often takes an oath, pledging to act both ethically and morally as a member of that profession. The initiate is often presented with a visible symbol of this profession as a reminder of the responsibility of that profession. In 2007, inspired by the example of the Order of the Engineer, individuals at Ohio Northern University and the University of Southern Florida created similar organizations for graduates of their respective computing professions. After interest in such an organization grew at other institutions, the pledge of the computing professional was developed by an international team of 17 computing professionals. The organization held its first induction ceremonies in May 2011. We, in the College of Engineering at NC State, are very proud to hold the designation of North Carolina Node Number 1 of the Pledge of the Computing Professional. This means that our program was the first in this state to recognize and implement this important ceremony for our graduates. Through this public rite of passage ceremony, we foster professional pride, moral obligation, and ethical responsibility in all graduates of the computing disciplines. The initiates who are present here today will soon stand to take this oath. After this ceremony, there will be no organizational meetings to attend, nor will there be any dues to be paid. However, the members of this organization are expected to abide by this oath and to uphold and honor their chosen profession. This certificate and the lapel pins you will receive show that our initiates will serve as visible reminders of this oath throughout their professional careers. At this time, I invite all initiates for the Pledge of the Computing Professional to stand and recite the oath after me. I am a computing professional. My work as a computing professional affects people's lives, both now and into the future. As a result, I bear moral and ethical responsibility to society. I pledge to practice my profession with the highest level of integrity and competence. I shall always use my skills for the public good. I shall be honest about my limitations, continuously seeking to improve my skills through lifelong learning. I shall engage only in honorable and upstanding endeavors. By my actions, I pledge to honor my chosen profession. Congratulations, initiates. Thank you. Now I'm going to turn it back over to Dr. Lavelle.
Please join me in thanking Dr. Adams and Dr. Parrish. Thank you very much. To proceed with the induction ceremony, we will now call the names of each initiate who will cross the stage, receive congratulations, and then proceed to the back of the hall where you will sign your certificate and get your ring or your lapel pin. So you'll need to bring the materials you have with you as you proceed across the stage. You will then walk along the aisle to the back, and we have tables in the back and smiling servants back there to assist you, at which time, initiates, you can come down the center aisle and sit anywhere that you want. So you don't have to go back into the seat, just find a seat and let's keep this thing moving. At this point, I invite the first row of initiates to stand, please. Turn to your right and follow our marshals who will escort you around to Dr. Roberts and Dr. Adams. Now, those of you in the other rows, you will be doing likewise. Just pay attention to the marshals we have, and they will ask you to stand, and then you can process around and have your name called out. While this first group is walking around, we have a special treat this year. Our keynote speaker, a proud graduate of computer science, will also be inducted here today, and she knew nothing about this. So Dr. Braswell, I invite you to proceed down the steps where you will be the first name called and come across the stage. Here is your material. Who says engineers can't have fun? Come on.
From the Department of Computer Science, Dr. Kalia Braswell.
From the Department of Biological and Agricultural Engineering, Lauren Shandarana. Victoria Wright. Paige Seibert. Nora Sowers. Konstantinos Pieri. Raj Patel. Autumn Silvestri. Brendan Sadlowski. Rosemary Maloney. Alexandria Brown. Hannah Wall. Lindsay Dodson. Maxwell Dyke. Jeremiah Job. Ryan Farrell. Christopher Penwell.
Jocelyn Reynolds. Ann Norris. Brenna Walsh. Also, this is from biomedical engineering. Rachel Morris. Laura Griffin. Courtney Rogers. Emma Kennedy. Mary Gallagher. Victoria Olachowski. Muskan Uslam. Alexia Cash. Rebecca Renfro. Jessica Elvegard. Anusha Samal. Riley Mann. Rachel Sides. Samantha Watson. Robert Coburn. Jordan Womack. Emma Hinkle. Emma Grace Johnson. Amber Miles. Sydney Schwartz. Samantha Baxter. Kaylin Nelson. Kennedy Knight. Graham Bass. Alexander Knight. Akarsh Gundu. Alexa Jimenez Escribano. Anjana Pranavi. Kiwin Chin. Caroline Fox. Jamie English. Avanti Panajkar. Elijah Buckles. Ashleisha Marajkar. Elizabeth Burns. Sachi Marshall. Robert Wilson. James Wright. Also, it's James Wright the fourth. Christian Nightingale. Michael Cotton. Emma Sawyer. Ava Cohen. Anissa Salahuddin. Keelan Murphy. Sarah Meehan. Edgar Kong. Eli Walton. Pooja Shah. Anushka Deshmukh. Matthew Bunn. Jacob Glazer. Spencer Higgins. Elena Fernandez. Luke Sheehy. Amin Zafiruddin. Good name. Micah Baldonado. Sabrina Miller. Kaylee Bina. Emma Apostolova. Michelle Dixit. Carissa Hoover. Amy Henderson. Stacy Ban. Varad Garude. Tien Wong. Hassan Dia. Ike Keku. Daniela Beatrice Martinez Leo. Susan Floyd. Audrey George. Isaac Shaw.
From the Department of Chemical and Biomolecular Engineering, Jacob Bell. Dominic DePaula. Stephanie Falcone. Reagan Chella. Owen York. Rachel Liner. Mara Fisher. Jenna Schultz. Sarov Jain. Hyatt Von Alten. Daniel Lee. Amin Yahi. Ethan Suber. Morgan Stevens. Benjamin Jakes. Sydney McGraw. Sydney Crush. Riley Sepesi. Bennett Surratt. Brianna Lowry. Emma Lasarski. Christina Martinez Mata. Sarah Lasivita. Miles Merriweather. Michael Allen DeCaney. Samuel Everhart. Stuart Walter. Jalen Rush. Kisaya Malki. John Vargas. John Boker. Jacqueline Kenzel. Azeen Saberi Basari. Morgan Bradley. Jordan Durbis. Caitlin John. Caitlin Beckett. Aaliyah Sigmund. Lindsay Proctor. Ava Bowen. Paige Wheeler. Brianna Bowie. Varun Atri. Parker Jansen. James Doe. Elias Kirstein. Ariana Gomez da Costa. Sydney Epps. Justina Bangery. I said that. Banerjee. Sorry, Justina. Teresa Dewowski. Teresa Dewowski. Michael Tozer. Weston Kreger. William Neuenheisen. Hayden Taylor. Olivia Zlotnicki. Elizabeth Mackey. Daisy Aguilar. Stephen Huang. Chris Wakeford. Christine Starr. Catherine Trainellis. Hannah Dickerson. Abigail Willett. Brandon Lyde. Joseph McCoy. Jake Weinstock. Nicholas Triplett. Jack Fuhrer. Samantha Walker. Colin Teakin. Tyler Void. Titus Sabodi. Dylan Savant. Aiden Farrell. Cameron Neely. Andrew Madron. Jackson Massey. Zemo Zoe. Cooper Seward. Ryan Bishop. Skylar Harrelson. Yoniva Mendoza Apodaca. Kendall Putnam. Ashley Gates. Julie Cassavant. Savannah Powers. Brooke Road. Natalie Spiro. Isabella Miller. Gina Malika. Sotaroth Vuti. Charlotte Shababerly. Joe Murray. Brendan Yu. Amanda Cascon. Sarah Bailey. Dylan Pham. Peyton Smith. Delaney Fields. Annika Janelle Cahigo. Anna Lawrence. Eric Javadoni. And Nathan Thompson.
From the Department of Civil Construction and Environmental Engineering, Austin Cahoon. James Varnell. Ali Yamas. Maxwell Glover. Alvin Mutongi. Yoshi Sato. Manuel Alejandro Valbuena Peña. Eli Kays. Kathleen Hughes. Megan Skavorts. Shannon Rook. David Browd. Lucas Snoddy. Nicholas Saunders. Emma Hester. Stephanie Wasick. Emerson Davis. Jake Parrott. Vanessa Chakea. Alexander Rangnow. Elise Hamill. Lindsay Bailey. Caleb Riggins. Joseph Stout. Matthew Tucker. Tyler Corbin. Davin Schmidt II. Kale Jorgensen. Macon Hubert. Jackson Crocker. Matthew McElhenney. Dylan Gupton. Daniel Kimmel. Lee Thompson. Salma Isa. Israel Romero Garcia. Cutter Clayton Delgado. Ethan Stedman. Carson Talley. Ryan Proud. Luke Ledica. Michael Fletcher. Tyler Moore. Adam McLean. Eleni Nakos. Emma Heilgenthaler. Mario Romalo. Andrew Chaikin. Lily Williams. Madeline Harvey. Garrett Penley. Brody Wilson. Dacier Cruz. Zachary Lynch. Ethan Watson. Alexander Keita. Walter Johnson. Anand Bhatt. Keely Woyan. Riley Schindler. Alex Niblak. Ellie Hannum. David Joins. Erica Mahoney. Zoe Smith. Tana Harris. Ellie Reimer. Molly McKenna. Michaela Thornhill. Allie Ray. Evan Helms. Grace Gould. Ann Tran. Yi Chin. Jimmy Zhang. Andrew Bailey. Christian Morales de Jesus. Kevin Barnes. Owen Somer. From the Department of Electrical Engineering. Electrical and Computer Engineering. Nita Kosadaki. Kelly May Allen. Aiden Barefoot. Selena Jimenez. Thomas Bernabe Basilio. Bob Wu. Mardeli Hymas. Giuseppe Pugliese. Pierce Whalen. William Graytock III. Ben Wakeford. Gavin Jones. Joseph Schradel. Clark Williams. Andrew Rotes. Ashley Calhoun. Deanna Cavaza. William Kelso. Tianyi Liu. Michael Matthew. Rigved Dadi. Joshua Turkey. Aiden Peerbolt. Charles Parker. Jacob Allen. Joel Sutton. Sohan Panara. Raviteja Achin. Manish Baral. Marietta Bochi. Daniel Wortman. Savvy Warren. Amy DP. Connie Zhang. Abisha Finn. Jennifer Robson. Ben Wilson. Kevin Guo. Jonathan D'Souza. Ramkishore Anachi. Ethan Wilson. Mahir Kara. Kush Jain. Shamik Kadikar. Archis Gune. Aditya Vinikar. Romika Jakar. Terry Chavez. Dalton Sutherland. David Clinkscales. Brian Wilson. Jenny Mangala. Sanskriti Deva. Abby Woods. Martin Castro Martinez. Jay Chang. Thomas Taylor. Soham Deshpande. Mark John Sebastian. Utkarsha Pate. Pooja Shantaram Bhatt. Meghna Ravi Shankar. Manasa Pota. Anirvinan Patharsarathi. Shreyas Bhatt. Anurag Cholengi. Suhash Shivaram. Sahil Bhatt. Zachary Kirsten. Curtis J. Case. Hayden Peak. Gabriel Redding. Justin Riley. Emma Hassler. Jada Matthews. Mark William Johnson, Jr. Jared Clark. Calvin Ford. Tyler Edison. Isabel Ann Kishore. Reagan Williford Menifee. Hira Mian. Sarah Torres. Christopher Stickney. Madison Foley. Andrew Duncan. Renee Baver. Jacob Treemstra. Peter Bowen. Nolan Parrish. Colton Beck. Bruno Senelli Lenalis. Nicole Rink. Riley Cram. Imran Ashik. Maria Gonzalez Andrade. Andrew Harm. Matthew Boylan. Alexander Dome. Henry Pickett. Andrew Parker. Zachary Hoy. Marvin Espinosa Moreno. Andrew Beckman. Matthew McCowan. Jordan High. William Wright.
You can go behind. From the Department of Computer Science, Jackery Robinson. Samuel Brown. Tadeo Face. Quinn Matthews. William Bishop. Luis Maradiaga. Spencer Kersey. Matthew Welker. Ina Vannon. Jaden Jenkins. Roman Peace. McKenna Korn. Jeffrey Zhang. Jonathan Hickson. Vivek Nair. Nicholas Johnson. Gabriel Perez Botello. Vadim Bondarenko. Zachary Taylor. Nathan Campbell. Grant Gupton. Brandon Walia. Jonathan Lawrence. Tomas Robinson. Caroline Wendelberg. Sydney Morisoli. Ellie Jatan. Jackson Hall. Daniel Buchanan. Miriam Abkar. Emma Hollencheck. Kira Pochow. Andrew Kelly. Drew Getler. Jessica Bowie. Sparsha Gowda. Ashley John. Kathy Sun. Rose Shao. Ashley Shen. Olivia Carson. Alexa Simeonson. Alicia Spinks. Miles Greger. Hannah Estes. Sophia Laciano. Gabriella McKelly. Teddy Harnakowitz. Carson Orahola. Cameron Seitz. Shivangi Tiwari. Hunter Pruitt. John Nolan. Dominic Boho. Tanvi Sinha.
That's my last name.
Okay. Onch Vanch Prafu Mamta Meta. Ashwin Sapre. Sumit Singh. Madiha Mansouri. Shubham Loya. Michael Lidovez. Caleb Estridge. All right, got a couple Department of Paper Science and Engineering. Peter Go. Samuel Webb.
the Department of Industrial and Systems Engineering, Daniela Santibanez. Naomi Garcia. Drunil Timbadia. Mengyang Wei. Matthew White. Katie Hodges. Abigail Lynn. Amanda Webb. Julia Seidel. Jessica Basu. Caitlin Horkey. Claire Burkall. Giselle Ramirez. Eric Valera. Richard McIntyre. Anderson Heiser. Christopher Fields. William Witt. Henry Jones. Ethan Turner. Mallory Vance. Magdalene Lavelle. Anna Hallmark. Stephen Godwin. Mason Welch. Noah Klontz. William Dedman. Thomas Madison. Avery Schragi. Katie Evans. Elizabeth Poinsett. Stephen Lamb. William Lamb. Hope Farlow. And from the Department of Materials Science and Engineering, Vivian Gutierrez. Christian Hewitt. Sydney Cook. Kaysen English. Logan Hutchins. Jonah Hughes. Michael Witcher. Sid Lohia. Jashawn Boyd. David Kanoy. Carolyn Zimpruk. Nadia Chappell. Victoria Crunkleton.
From the Department of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering, Isaac Gichuru. Nicholas Bright. James Rateliff. Jack Cutler. Briar Roberts. Sierra Ward. Jonathan Long. Parker Rawson. Jacob Cassell. Donnie Nicholson. Jeremy Chastain. Elijah Hammonds. Jordan Pulliam. Matthew Seedor. Maya Sethuraman. Michaela Yunt.
Yeah, you're good.
Isha Ghosh. Robert Knock. James Witcher. Davis Chamberlain. Daniel Ostrovsky. Thomas Stolen. Parth Tulapukar. Joshua Paget. Anthony Farrand. David Scarlett. Jillian Lakander. Kaylin Sanderford. Hannah Weigel. Lewis Humphrey. Samantha Klein. Janae Ailey. Nash Bannerman. Mackenzie Savage.
Jaffe likes the cafe.
Evan Jaffe. Jesus Luis Martinez. Andrew Mandich. Christopher Alcorn. Kayla Gatsonis. Eric Langstein. Brian Rossi. Elena Smith. Emma Brown. Dakota Limelin. Braden Coughlin. Webb Lipscomb. Amber Spector. Faith Duggan. Gregory Katz. Sammy Graff. Isabel Seaman. Donald Schrader. Gerard Herboso. Eduardo Alvarez Calderon. Leo Morris. Cameron Brown. Hannah McDaniel. Cheyenne Large. Emma Stultz. John Lance. Eric St. Clair. Lexi Nifong. Connor Malley. Benjamin Black. Zoe Marazita. Govin Govindarajan. Matthew Simpson. Sean Deerdorf. Levi Reynolds. Brianne Lepak. Jordan Howard. Lauren Israel. Noah Henderson. Bruno Vargas Silich. Joseph Sartori. Colby McSwain. Justin Tyler Gerald. Spencer Bonds. Alex Dutterer. Rishi Ghosh. Paul Randolph. Emily Heyman. Logan Proctor. Martha Crisp. Jose Vizcarrondo. Sebastian Perna. Christopher Owen. Sachet Nayak. Omar Al-Bakshi. Ruben Alexis Pelayo Quesada. Kyle Willman. Ismir Rahman. Pranav Murakesh. Haley Bruce. Emily Hughes. Sean Morin. Jordan Bogue. Dylan Butler. Kaya Spiro. Madison Mitchell. Luke Brady. Joseph Foy II. Jace Johnson. Riley Bramwell. Luke Wickelgren. KJ Thompson. Samuel Ray Alverson. Spencer White. Moses Kleonsky. Jacob Lobby. Laura Rosenberger. Alexander Valdman. Nathaniel Vandermark. John Gillespie. James Fernandez. Vanilla Gadiparthi. Edward Hurley. Blake Robertson. Alex Boston. Kate Redhouse. Austin Carroll. Oscar Valdez Puente. Joshua Holmes. Abby Gandakota. Riley Jonkus. Dylan Johnson. Tyler Rhodes. Maxwell McLean. Nelson Onua Ejeze. Jake Mikochi Lopez. Maxim Kwastov. India Allen. Is she nuclear?
Yep.
From the Department of Nuclear Engineering, Cole Howard. Devin Bradshaw. Robert Leary. Lauren Kohler. Catherine Livoti. Alina Jugan. William Alexander Graham V. Jacob Mast. Alexandra Peavy. Thomas Benthal. Nathaniel Rogalski. Austin Lee Sides. Natalie Kuhn. Joshua Yagozinski. Charles Goodman. From the Department of Textile Engineering, Leonardo Delgado. Madison Murray. Kyrus Williams. Alexandra Rose Fisher. Catherine Kincaid Krotz. Elizabeth Sue. Bridget Gallagher. Drew Lingerfeld. Lauren Boyd. Reed Barnett.
Okay. Check, check. Okay. Wasn't sure if the mic guy was still here or not. We may be into Thursday or Friday by now. I'm not sure exactly what day it is, but I want to, let's give all of our initiates a big round of applause. We normally have about 400 to 450 initiates. This year we had over 750. So as engineers, we're going to go in and reevaluate our processes and work toward efficiency next year. But I do want to take this opportunity, guys. I've got about an hour and a half of closing here, but let me just say to all of you, I hope this has been a meaningful experience for you as you go out. We're very excited about you as our recent crop of graduates. I know that you're going to do great things. I want to thank everyone who is involved with this, Dr. Braswell, our folks on the stage, all of our faculty members, everyone in the back, and particularly those of you parents and supporters who've stayed on here through this late hour. We really appreciate you. Let's have one last big round of applause for everyone. And again, congratulations to our initiates and our graduates. We wish you the best of luck as you go forward from this fantastic university. Go Wolfpack, and you are adjourned.